As you take a look around me now, you would hardly believe that we had a bipolar weekend again. And it was quite something. That wind that I showed you before, it turned into a blizzard. It was just awful. And I was thinking about, there's a saying, to get into the habit of asking yourself, does this support the life that I'm trying to create? And there's been a lot of changes I need to make around here, and I'm going to get going on it. It kind of gives you hope when spring is around the corner again, because I looked at the weather. It looks pretty nice so far. Didn't expect last weekend though. I've been running back and forth to the chalet because our guests just left this morning, and they left it in nice condition, and they loved it, and we got a wonderful review. But to get them to come down here was quite the effort. They were supposed to be here on Friday, but a blizzard was hitting all of Alberta. The wind was just blowing. It was crazy. It was snowing. They made it about an hour and a half away from here, and they had to stop for the night and find a hotel. And they did not make it for their first day of 2 days. And they did get here the next morning. And yeah, Owen and I had to decide what kind of hosts are we going to be to these guests, where it's not their fault that they weren't here. It was an act of God that caused them to not be here. It wasn't anything that they did at all. And so we decided that we would extend them their second day into Monday, so that they didn't have to pay for 2 days when they were only there for one. And so that just made them all happy, and we were happy with that as well. And now I'm just cleaning it up and getting it ready for who knows who shows up, because the closer we get to warm weather and summer, the more frequent the guests show up. And show you little clips of what was going on when they were trying to drive down here. For an example, Owen took videos of a mama Canadian goose. She was sitting on her eggs, and then the storm hit, and she just stayed there. She stayed there through the snow coming up and over her head until you could just see a hole where her head could maybe breathe. But it was quite something, the strength of that goose to just sit there and take care of her babies. And yeah, that's what it was like. And today things are melting again. There's hope for the future again. I'm hopeful. As soon as I get things cleaned up, I'll go back into the gardens and get them more cleaning up done. We do have plans for this, right? Now, to compare what was going on last year to this year, yeah, we spotted our friend Hootie the owl. He hangs out in our forest there. We had the grandkids over. They were fishing. They were in shorts and t-shirts. It's a very different spring this year. And as far as working on things that support the life I'm trying to create, a lot of that has to do with clutter, and I've mentioned it off and on everywhere. There's just clutter everywhere, and need to get a grip on it. I just feel so overwhelmed as to where to even start and what to do with it all. Downstairs in the music room, I have a baby grand piano I'd got for myself about 12 years ago. And it was during one of those years as a nurse where they needed you so much, and there's so much overtime that I just, to make it so that it wasn't too overwhelming, I saved all that overtime money to put towards something I really, really wanted. And that was a baby grand piano. And my overtime monies that year paid for this baby grand piano. Well, when we moved it from our previous place to here, it needs tuning so badly. I don't even want to play it. It's just so out of tune. But trying to coordinate with who moved us hasn't worked in the last 2 years. And I happen to have found somebody near to us that tunes piano, so I'm going to reach out to him. However, as you see this little video, that poor piano is buried. In the back of the room, there's just stuff all the way around it. There's a shelf that fell behind it with my music books on it. It is being used right now as a grow up for certain corn and plants that we want. And as soon as it gets warm enough to plant them outside, all that grow up stuff will get moved or made a lot smaller footprint in that area. But one of my goals is to get down there and to get that all cleared out, because there's no way that a tuner for a piano can get in there and do a job. And that is just not how I want to live. I want to live a more tidy life, and I want to be working on my music, and piano is one of them, and I can't get to it. And I'll just take care of that. And also I checked out the wider weight bench, or I don't know what you call it. Got a variety of different exercises you can do on this thing that's in the garage. I'm sure I can make this work. I gotta clean this up. It's a little bit dusty. I do have dumbbells in the house, but this will do for some of the heavier stuff. And when I make it to where this is too easy, I'll either buy some more stuff or find a gym in the local town. But again, a few months cost of the gym, you can buy yourself something for your home gym, and that's a thought I have crossing my mind. Oh, it's too crowded in that other spot. That's too crowded for me to work with. Need to get some of that stuff out of there. Owen says he's going to be hauling all this wood out of here now that spring is coming. And that'll certainly make more space. And there's a basketball net beside me that Jasmine and I can play with, and that'll be fun. Just trying to make things more likely for me to keep my momentum going. However, again, when things get melted around here, Owen's going to move out all the lumber of the workshop, and there'll be some room for me to maneuver on the sides of this machine to make it so that I can do more than just that one sitting down exercise that I tried to get a hold of, tried to video myself. But it's a work in progress. We'll get that going. I do know that as we age, we need to do more than just lose weight, because if all we do is lose weight, we're going to look like a melted candle, especially if there's no muscles that are going to show underneath it all when you're done. So that's a part of my goals as well, a life that I'm working towards. Today I have Jasmine home with me. She had spent the weekend at a Girl Guides camp out for 2 nights, and then a birthday party on Sunday. And today, well, she managed to get to school, but she was not feeling well. She had achy and crap. So I went and picked her up, brought her home, and try to get her rested. But part of the learning music that I'm working on is working on the ukuleles and the guitars as well. And one of the thoughts I had when I was learning my instruments, what I hated was having to work on songs that I didn't care about. For little kids, learning Twinkle Twinkle Little Star or Hot Cross Buns just it's all boring and you lose interest really, really fast. So I just figured with learning myself and teaching Jasmine, I would look for songs that she actually really, really likes, and we would learn the chords off of the songs that she likes. And so I found charts of all the chords. I found a song that we're both working on, as she enjoys. It's Count on Me by Bruno Mars. And yeah, I'm just at the spot where my fingers are really, really hurting, so I can't go at it too long, and same with her. But if I can keep plugging away at it as I'm planning to, it will get stronger and I'll be able to play for longer periods of time. Zuko. Feels so good to be outside, enjoying the sun, seeing the blue skies. And for Tuesday, I'm just going to keep on plugging away at everything. We also had a fellow from the energy company come out this weekend because we have a pipeline right away through our acreage, and they really haven't maintained it for the last 40 years, right? Trees have grown up and everything. Well, now they've decided they must get it maintained, and so they have come a few times and checked everything out, and suddenly there was this armload of things that they figured that we should have to tear down, trees that we have to knock down, 30-year-old trees that they want us to knock down just to clear a certain, you got the pipeline and then you got all this 30 yards either way that they have to have anyway. We gave our thoughts on it. They came back with a counter suggestions and such, and we ended up agreeing with we all ended up agreeing with each other, and it's a lot less invasive and destructive to us than it was starting out to be, so that was a relief. So we signed the work permits. They're going to come in the next 2 years to do this work, and we asked them for heads ups because one of the a lot of work needs to be done on the side of the vacation rental, and what guests don't want is to have a whole bunch of heavy machinery making all that racket when they're there trying to relax and have a vacation. So they need to kind of work around us here too. So we told them sometime after September 15th, because our busy season is all summer. We're just back to back booked all the time. So we'll see how that goes. They tell us it's only going to take a day or two when they actually get here. So I'm hoping it misses the guests. I do have to admit, the life I am living is what I always dreamed it. A life I always dreamed and wanted. A place out in the country. I'm a country girl. I don't enjoy towns and cities. I don't enjoy sitting on decks and seeing all your neighbors on their decks. I'm kind of I like my privacy in our place. I'm finding I'm liking gardening because I never did it before. It's a new experience for me. I'm learning all sorts of things, making a lot of mistakes. And, well, it's all just fun. And, yeah, no, this is just a beautiful place. I never, in all my dreams, what we ended up here with the forest and whatnot, it was my dreams on steroids. Being able to get the horse, getting the chicken coop going, getting some of them. I'm not sure how many other animals we're going to get. Sheep, goats, baby goats, those little cute little, well, there's the thought. That'd be kind of fun. I think guests would like that too. I certainly would, if you can keep them contained and not jumping over things. And another project that came into my mind that Owen's going to help me with, because in the workshop there's a mezzanine, and he's got a place for, it's a guy shed, a he shed up there in the mezzanine in the workshop. There'll be power, there's going to be TV, there'll even be a bed for whatever. If we got guests and they want to stay up there, they can stay up there. But then we were looking around, and as Owen was working on the coop, I'm looking at the stairs that go upstairs, and there's just a whole open area, and we can turn it into something for me. Now this is the entry to the coop. It was, I'm not even sure what they put it there before. There's a little greenhouse in front. Owen's just been busy renovating it, putting in insulation, making it warm. It's coming along quite nicely. And out front, they're going to have a chicken run, and we're going to put some fenced area so they can come into the yard. But, oh yeah, he's going to this area. He's going to close up, and this is where we're going to store our wood, our wood for our fireplace. We do have a wood stove in the basement of our house. But when you come around here, here's the stairs, and these steps go on upstairs. Now it's not very safe, and Owen's going to change it out for a proper staircase. I'm going to put in some rounded garden here at the bottom, but we're going to walk up the stairs, and I'm going to hang on and try not to fall because there's ice. That would not be pleasant. But up here, here's a tiny little deck. That'll be kind of cute. Currently, it stores all our Christmas decorations and whatnot. And if you go out to this other end, Owen says he's going to add on to this, and it's going to be like a little deck outside. But when you're out here, you can see everything. Watch the horses, watch the pond. It's just a beautiful view to hang out and enjoy and listen to the chickens. But yeah, that's the plan. Got all that space in there to be doing something. I have some old furniture that I'm going to refinish and bring up here. The folks that owned this place before didn't want to take it with them, so we agreed to take it. It does need to be recovered, but it will be fine. Just needs to, again, just like the coop downstairs, insulate it and cover it and turn it into something cute. And I'll be, of course, living on Pinterest and hunting for ideas for in here. But yeah, a lot of the extra stuff that we have sitting around and not knowing what to do with can come up here and make a little place. So that's my little she shed. Now it's already got electricity, and it's got lights and Wi-Fi. There's an extender right there. And I think I can just turn this into something really, really awesome. So then we come out on the little deck, and you can watch all the way around in the background side if you wanted to. You can watch all the grandkids from here. So yeah, so this is my little she shed. As I create and we create the life that we want to live for the rest of our days. A she shed for me up there above the chickens. And it's got just a beautiful view of the whole place and the horses. And in a month or month and a half, there's going to be a baby horse running around. It's going to be just wonderful. And so, yeah, I'm just looking forward to all the changes that we're going to, all the changes that we're going to make. It's just as much as our little imagination allows us, and it's all great fun. So I will see you in a few days. This is Annette from Carpe Omnia After 60. You take care of yourself. Enjoy the sunshine.